Dude, it's fucking freezing here.
Are we gonna make it, man? It's been like...
This isn't vape, this is my breath.
It's 20 degrees below zero in Ohio.
Fuck it, there's your cold open.
That's your cold
open. We're gonna do a nudge. The Nudge Rda, guys. Woo.
Be right back.
What up, YouTube? Welcome in between two beards. I'm Justin, aka Dubb.
I'm Ryan.
And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
So we're not completely off of our little hiatus / vacation yet.
Right.
This was something we wanted to get out actually last year, but unfortunately time constraints didn't allow for it, so we're bringing it to you guys now.
Yeah.
And that is a full review of the new Wotofo Nudge Rda in collaboration with Suck My Mod.
Suck My Mod, yeah.
This one's interesting, guys. There's a lot to say about it, so let's just not waste any time. Let's dive right in this thing and get inside of it.
Yep, let's go down close and do a build, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, here's going to be a quick up-close of the Nudge Rda from Wotofo and Matt from Suck My Mod. Here is the box. Inside the box, you're going to have your Nudge sitting here. There's a 510 adapter that goes here. I'll show you in a second. And underneath is all your other stuff. But yeah, same box that we've seen pretty much everything Wotofo here recently. So yeah, here's that 510 adapter that I was just mentioning that fits right down inside the top cap there. Underneath, you're going to have your Wotofo t-shirt giveaway and all of this nonsense, and your Nudge user manual in multiple languages with nice bright pictures. Alright, and then under that you're going to have your comp wire bags, which as we've said before and as a lot of people have said, come on Wotofo, there's not comp wire in all of these, so why? But anyway, this one's got your cotton in it. This one's going to have all your spare screws and O-rings and whatnot. And then this one is going to have your coils in it. This is Dubb's Rda. He's already used 2 of the coils, but we've got 1 of these left. These are the same coils, I believe, that came with the Serpent SMM, and these coils are beautiful to look at, but I'm sorry, they vape like absolute shit. The flavor's not good on them. They take forever to get the hot spots out. Again, they're pretty, they're nice to look at, but yeah, they're garbage in my opinion. But anyway, moving on. Alright, and now here is the Nudge itself. You've got a real stumpy little dripper here. It's 24 millimeters around. Got this big wide bore Delrin 810 drip tip up top that is held in there quite nicely. There's actually dual O-rings down inside the lip here that hold that in, so that's kind of nice. Other 810s do fit. And yeah, there's kind of a little catch cup here, so you're gonna have to watch just how wide you go, or else it won't fit all the way in there flush. But regardless, there's that. You've got 2 decent sized air slots here. We're gonna talk about the airflow here in just a minute. You've got the Suck My Mod logo there and Nudge on the other side, and then on the bottom, if I can get this to show up, the lights are kind of washing this out here. You got Suck My Mod up top there, and then Wotofo on the bottom, and then there is your non-adjustable 510. That does protrude out plenty enough for a hybrid in my opinion. There is a squonk pin also in the bag. I didn't mention that, but yeah, there's a squonk pin for this thing. But anyway, I'm going to throw this on a mod here. And yeah, so here, here's the deck. There have been a few kind of conflicting things on the internet about this deck. A lot of people seem to really like it. Our opinion as this deck, I think they got a little ambitious with this thing, but we're going to go over that in a minute when I build it. It's a pain in the ass. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. This deck is a pain in the ass. Wotofo says, and Matt said that you can fit a 3.5 millimeter coil in here comfortably. I'm sorry, no you can't. There's so little room between the walls of the airflow and this little triangular thing if you put a 3 millimeter or bigger coil in there. I just don't want it to touch anything, so I've been sticking to 2.5 millimeter coils. So yeah, so you can see how this airflow kind of comes in here at an angle. If I stick this in here, it doesn't go straight in. It comes in here at an angle. So when you get your coils in here, depending on how you wrap them, because really, ideally, you want to wrap them to where the legs are on the bottom on this end and this end. I wrap the other way, but for the build I'm getting ready to do, I wrapped them the correct way. But anyway, it kind of comes in at an angle and hits it in almost like a swirly pattern. The airflow is definitely nice and smooth on this thing, but one thing I do like is this little triangular house roof type deal here. So when you drip juice down through the middle of the RDA, it hits that and just kind of disperses out over your coils. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, you've got a reasonably well deep juice well in here. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and throw a build in this really quick. I normally speed up my builds, but I'm going to try to do this one in real time. I've got some 2.5mm fuse Claptons that I just made up for this. So yeah, let's see how this goes. But again, this is going to be kind of hard on camera anyway, but you got to kind of go in at an angle here and drop these guys in, because you've got your openings for your coils on the posts here, or on the sides. You've got a slot there, and there's a slot in there, and then it's the opposite on the other side. So this is extremely difficult to do on camera, but I'm gonna give her my best here. Alright, so there's one. Get that guy tightened down. Another thing to keep in mind is the way these screws are shaped on the bottom, and you've got these open slots for the coils to sit in. If your wire is not completely flat, the screw wants to push the legs of your coils out of the opening, so just keep that in mind. So there's one. Let's go ahead and get that clipped off. Now another thing you want to make sure you do is clip these leads off as absolutely as close, let me get this to focus here, absolutely as close to the side of the deck as you can, because you don't want that scraping on your top cap when you put your RDA, or put the top cap back on. So you just get your flush mount cutters up there and just go as tight as you can and cut that off. You should be doing all right. So let's get this one. And there's one coil. We're going to kind of try to center this a little bit right there. And again, make sure that you're not touching anywhere on the sides, because it is tight in here. This is a 2.5mm coil, and you can kind of already see that we don't have a lot of room to play with. And again, now you can really see how the airflow kind of comes in off of an angle on the side, and it's going to go right up underneath the coil. So anyway, let's get the second one thrown in here. All right, and there we go. We've got our two coils. Zoom in here just a little bit. All right, so now we've got our two coils sitting in there. That's about where you want them. And if you wrap them the correct way, they're going to sit up to where your airflow comes up in underneath. On mine, I have them wrapped the other way, so they're kind of sitting down a little bit. I'm anxious to see the difference in the flavor overall, because of where the coils are sitting actually. But anyway, so yeah, there's your coils sitting in there. Let me go ahead and get these glowed and wicked, and we'll be right back. Alright, so now we've got her built up, and that's about where I want to leave my wicks. Wicking this thing can be... Okay, so I've got the 2.5mm coils in here now, so... and they're wrapped the correct way. Again, when I did my first build, my coils were wrapped the wrong way and whatever, but... now what you want to do is you want to just kind of stuff these guys down in here. And again, with them being wrapped the correct way, you've got more room to actually get your wicks down in here. With mine, it was kind of tough to get them stuffed in there. And again, that's my fault, because that's just the way I naturally wrap my coils. But this has a fairly deep juice well, so you want to get quite a bit of cotton down in there. And one issue, I don't like the way this deck is set up is now I can't really see where my cotton is actually positioned down in the deck, but to each their own, I guess. And then one more thing is, again, as normal, you just want to make sure that you don't have any cotton, you know, blocking the airflow slots. So, all right, guys, that's pretty much it. We're going to get this guy juiced and get back out and talk about it, and we'll be right back.
All right, guys, that was the up close of the Wotofo Nudge Rda in collaboration with Suck My Mod.
Suck My Mod, yeah.
So let's just go ahead and get right into it, guys. I mean, I think the first thing we got to talk about is the deck.
Oh man, I've gotten some pushback on a post I made on Instagram about the deck a few weeks ago, and I stand by it. It's a pain in the ass. You just want to jump into it. Obviously, con number one is the deck. I think the deck overall, it looks and feels like something that would have came out in 2015.
Yeah.
I don't like the aesthetic. I think the top cap looks like an RDA that would have came out in 2015
I mean, I like the way it looks.
I like how stubby it is.
It's definitely compact,
but,
you know, but
I don't know.
At what cost, friend? At what cost?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the drip tip. The drip tip is so subjective that it's like not even worth bringing up.
See, I thought the drip tip was
like
one of its
that
more
there's
redeeming factors. 2
O-rings inside the drip tip that hold it in there. It's in there. I mean, this thing is not coming out.
Yeah,
you know?
it's yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the deck is. I love the Serpent SMM. I love the Serpent SMM.
I do too.
It's just a great tank. The design is great. I think everything was executed very, very well. This just. I don't like this deck. I think my main reason, the deck is small. Yeah, they advertise it as being able to hold a 3 to 3.5 millimeter coil. I call no way on that.
The coils that come with it are 3 millimeter, but
they are so tight.
Yeah.
In the deck.
Yeah.
That you got to be real careful where you put them, because if you put them just a little bit off to one side or the other, they're going to touch something.
So, like I said, guys, when it comes to the deck for me, I didn't like building on this deck. I didn't like the fact that the way the screws are, it kept wanting to push my leads out. Now, obviously, the more you build it, the more you'll get used to it.
Right. It's like anything else, but yeah, if your coils, if the leads of your coils aren't completely flat, the screws just want to get in there and push them right back out of the thing. So round wire build on this, I haven't tried one, but I don't think it would be a pain. It would be a real pain. You'd have to really sit there and hold it in place as you screw it down. And it's like, okay, is that a huge deal? No, but it's now 2018. We should be past things like that, in my opinion.
I feel like I understand he was going for a compact, not a sew-in-your-face.
That's fine.
You know, that's fine. But at what cost? I'm just saying, is the deck super complicated before we get all kinds of hate mail and stuff? Like,
it's not that bad.
It's not awful.
First time I built on it.
I
wanted to throw the fucking thing out the window and say, to hell with this, we're not reviewing it, because I was so pissed off
at the deck. It was bad.
It has gotten easier. It has gotten easier.
But at the same time, I feel like I'm playing fucking the game Operation. Don't touch the sides.
Yeah, you're playing Operation. It's like you're trying to get your coat. You know, it's just one of those things. Anyway, aside from that, again, I'm not a huge fan of the aesthetic of this RDA.
See, I don't mind it. It's not terrible.
That's a completely personal thing.
I don't mind it.
You know, the airflow. While we're talking about this, I'm going to cut in like a 5-second clip of the airflow. The reason for that is you're not able to close the airflow all the way down. If you go one way, if you go this way, you can close it down about 1/4 of a way, and then it starts to open up on your cotton. Going the other way, you can close it down almost halfway, but then any more than halfway, it starts to open up on your cotton. I'm not quite sure why that would be a thing. It feels like it was not finished. Like it feels like the deck was like, we're designing it, we don't know what to do with that, just whatever, fuck it.
Right. I mean, now obviously this is not a tank to where the need to actually close off your airflow completely is not really necessary, but I should be able to close that fucker off to where there's just a pube hair left with no problem.
Because again, it's super subjective. All the way open's too much airflow on this for me. It's just too much. About halfway is getting there.
Right.
I would like to be able to go just past halfway, but I can't because just past halfway it starts to, either way you go,
yeah,
it
you
starts
start
to
seeing
open
your
up
cotton
on the
shit,
cotton
man.
of the deck. So,
you know, or you actually start seeing your screws for your leads and stuff.
Right. I'm concerned. I haven't had any issues so far, but I'm concerned with how low the airflow sits on the cap because there is a nice deep juice well, but I feel like as low as the airflow sits, especially if I were squonking this, I feel like juice would just
it's possible. It's possible. I'm probably right there at the brim right now.
Right. So that you just got to be careful with that. That's not necessarily a con. You just kind of got to be careful with that.
So
I mean, that's about it for cons.
Aside from that, though, guys, I'll tell you right now, this is a pretty damn good vape. Once you get past the bullshit to building it, and oh yeah, another thing, I'm not crazy. Wicking it, you don't have a lot of room to wick it.
Okay. I mean, if you wrap your coils the way I do, and I mentioned this on the up close, I wrap my coils, I hold them, I have the screwdriver, I wrap them this way. That's wrong in this. You have to go the other way to where the coil's sitting here and your leads come out this way on the bottom to get them in there. You can get them in there going the way that I do. I have mine in here right now the way I normally wrap. His, the one I did the build on, I wrapped it the opposite way. They fit in there better doing it that way, but I feel like the flavor is better doing it this way. But doing it this way makes it so tight to try to stuff your cotton down in there. It's just a pain in the dick. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's just one of those things where if you're that guy that just likes the challenge and it's like, oh, well, same old, why not a challenge?
Right.
Have at it, man. Have at it. This is perfect for you.
Well, now, with that being said, there are some things that I really like about this RDA.
I agree.
That little triangular peak that sits between the two coils is amazing. That is like one of the best designs I've ever seen on a dripper.
Yeah,
when you drip right down the middle, the juice just goes right to your coils. Just right where it needs to go. It doesn't have to go to the deck and find your cotton. It disperses right to your coils. So that's a great design.
Yeah,
that's
this is a really nice design. Like I said, you pour your juice right through the center here and
you don't have to move it around.
It's going to naturally just hit your coils.
Go where it needs to go. That's phenomenal.
Airflow.
The airflow is incredibly smooth. I just want to be able to close it down just a little bit more.
And that's the thing. It's not that the airflow itself's bad, guys. It's there's not a super crazy amount of airflow on this RDA.
There's too much for me, though.
But the fact that you can't restrict it,
that bugs me.
As much as you want, that's a problem in my book. Like I said, I like how compact it is. It sits just kind of stubby fucker, just sitting on top there.
That seems to be a trend with Matt from Suck My Mod. The Theron, that's what it was called. 2 years ago was real short and stubby. The Serpent SMM, real short and stubby. This is real short and stubby. That's fine. On an RDA, though, you sacrifice some build space. That's the only thing.
See, this build deck, in my opinion, would not be as bad if it was a 24mm build deck, not just a 24mm RDA.
Flavor is pretty spot on. It's pretty spot on. Juice Papa's Razzle Dazzle has kind of become my taste test for RDAs.
For dripping, this Cran Apple by Loaded, I know what it's supposed to taste like.
These are the juices that we just know what they taste like. So this is what we initially go to. So the flavor on this is damn good. I wish I could get a bigger coil in here. I'm not a huge fan of 2.5mm coils.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't put a 3mm coil in this. In fact, the coils that come with it are 3mm.
It's like I said, really tight.
It's a really tight wound thing, and I'll be the first to admit, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm coughing up the wrong tree, barking up the wrong tree here, but those coils that come with it are crap. They're not, they're shit.
They're garbage.
They're absolute crap.
They look beautiful. They're the same coils that came with the Serpent SMM, and I'm pretty sure they've come with other Wotofo stuff. They just, the flavor off of them is awful.
I vaped them for a little bit when I first got this, and I was like, oh, I couldn't vape it anymore because I'm like, there's just no flavor there.
The flavor's just bad. It's just bad.
And why they're including 3, I
don't get that.
I guess if you want to make this a single coil RDA,
it's a dual coil RDA. If you're going to include coils, either do 2 or do 4.
Right.
There's no point to have 3 in the box.
Well, I guess you could say, well, it's for if you want to do a single coil. I'm like, yeah, but they're already coming out with a single coil version of this.
This is not a single coil RDA. There's no option for single coil airflow. They are working on a single coil version. I can't wait.
Which I'm actually more excited about than this.
Cannot wait for the single coil version of this RDA to come out. I'm excited for that because I think this deck design, if you cut it in half and only have set up for single coil, will work very, very well.
I agree.
But yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, build quality is nice. It's aluminum. It's real light RDA. There's not a lot to it.
Like I said, guys, for the most part, I mean, if you're willing to deal with the crappy, the not so great deck, and you're willing to deal with the not such an easy way to wick and all this other crap, the fact that you can't restrict your draw, the vape itself is really good.
The vape is fine. The vape is fine. It's not my favorite vape.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
It's by far not the worst. I think we mentioned, this is the RDA that we mentioned in our tops and flops video that we were going to talk about being like the worst ever. I've come to like it more since that video. When I first got it out of the box, put it together and vaped it. Yeah, when I first put it together, I literally just was like, dude, I don't even want this RDA. Yeah, it's growing on me.
Yeah, like I said, the vape on it is really good to where it almost redeems itself, but at the same time, I don't like not having a lot of build room on my deck. And I mean, the first time he built this, it took almost 40 minutes.
It took like 40 minutes
because the coils just did not want to freaking go in there.
Every time I finally got the leads in the post, it would kick them out, and then I have to just kind of sit there and mess with that, and then just figuring out where to get it. It was just it was a hassle.
Behere's the hard part.
Is this beard approved?
Would I recommend it?
If you want the Nudge, go for it. If you're just looking for a good $35 RDA, I would say go elsewhere. Go with the Dead Rabbit. Go with the Drop. Go with the Peerless. It's just there's better RDAs.
There's other RDAs out there that I would rather use than this. That the flavor is as good, if not better.
A lot better.
Like I said, the Drop is it's just so far superior to this. It's not even funny.
Yeah, if I'm gonna, for my money, okay, and I guess we didn't mention this. These were sent to us from Wotofo. Obviously, it didn't change our opinion. Would I buy this if I didn't have this? Would I go out and buy it?
Probably not.
Nope, not a chance. Sorry, that's
I would
the truth.
say I'm gonna probably give this about 6 out of 10.
You're generous.
And the only reason I'm giving it 6 out of 10 is because the flavor on it is just
the flavor's
pretty stellar.
Yeah.
However, I'm not going to give it a beard seal of approval.
No.
This is not something that I'm going to recommend strongly to guys. I think that there's better bang for your bucks out there for the money.
The deck design on this, I sure shit wouldn't recommend this to a first-time RDA person.
I mean, I love the idea that everybody's trying to be ingenuitive and bring something different to the table, but once again, like I said,
always good.
Difference not always better.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, with this, like I said, I feel like I'm playing Operation the whole time. You know, I'm sorry. I feel like there's, because, and I know a lot of guys like, oh well, you get the same thing, you get the same thing, you get the same thing. Yeah, but at the same time, for me personally, I feel like an RDA should solve a problem to be ingenuitive.
Right.
What problem does this solve? I've got too much time on my hands, and I need more time to build a deck. That's not a problem solver to me.
Yeah,
so,
that's creating problems.
I don't, like I said, I feel like the deck design feels like it's a design that came out like 2 years ago. It's not on the trend of what's coming up,
Yeah, and I think Wotofo's got some phenomenal products coming out. I think they're doing great things as a company. This feels like a step backwards.
Yeah, like I said, it's just something that it just seems very, like I said, the best word that I could use for this RDA when I first got it and I started playing, I'm like, man, for some reason I'm playing with this. It feels unfinished.
It feels unfinished.
It feels unfinished. It feels like
the way that deck is, and you turn your airflow and it opens up onto the deck. It feels unfinished. So,
so I'm not going to give it a beard seal of approval. I'm going to give it 6 out of 10.
I'm going with a 5.
5. Yeah. Unfortunately, guys, that's just not. You can't.
That's me being nice.
Yeah, I'm not. If I get bent over this table right now for the FDA found us,
I would let them have it.
I'd be like, guys, you can take
the nudge.
If that's what you want to take it.
Yep, take the nudge.
Like I said, I'm probably not going to recommend this to a lot of people.
I know after today, I won't be using this RDA.
I will until it needs rewick.
The vape is good, but I have other RDAs that I like better that the vape is better. So man.
Like I said, if you're going to use this and you don't want to stomach the awfulness that is the coils that come with it, I would highly recommend 2.5mm coils to be safe. The vape on them is pretty good. Like I said, these are fused Claptons. The flavor is really good. It's sad because I'd love to see what a 3mm alien could do in this thing, but unfortunately,
there's no chance I could fit my aliens in this. There's no way.
I tried putting some Twist Assista coils in this. and I've been able to put her coils in just about everything.
They wouldn't
but
fit?
They would not fit in this. I could not get them to fit without touching somewhere.
Right.
So, yeah, guys, that's about all I really got to say about it.
Yeah, we're not trying to just be mean to be mean. We
no,
just don't...
no, you know us, guys. It's 2018.
Right.
We're being honest. We're getting reach out from companies. We're up over 1,000 subs, so thank you so much for that.
Giveaway is coming in our next video.
Yes.
So we said we would do a giveaway when we got to 1,000. We're going to do that in our next video, which will be in February. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, it'll be some point. Yeah, that'll probably be our next video.
Yeah, next video.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, guys, that's it. Once again, we're probably not going to be able to talk much before middle of February. Depending on what happens, we might do one more video in the in-between time here if we have to.
See what happens.
Depends on what. As you can see, we're in our new studio, and there's
again,
nothing here.
This will have stuff on it.
Yes,
moving forward. Today was just a trial run, kind of.
Yeah, we're just trying to make the transition. You just got moved to your new place.
Just got moved to my new place.
This place is going to become the new permanent studio. It looks like. So, like I just said, guys, stick with us. We'll continue to update you on what's coming on, and once we get back into our groove, you know, videos every week.
Right.
So
hit that thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any questions, email us at inbetween2beards@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all at inbetween2beards. And until probably February, guys, vape on.
Vape on.